of Three Women, Three Stages of Life, Motherhood, Business, a roller coaster of laughs, lessons, and loud opinions. That just might end up being a true crime podcast by the end of this. We'll see.
By the end of
So,
Never
today,
know.
maybe we'll
hello,
see.
ladies. How are we today?
Good. How are
Doing all
you?
right. How are you, Miss Tammy?
I'm good. Ready to go. My background's a little different. I am traveling. Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Fabulous.
So we are here.
I'm digging the lamp behind
You
you.
like the lamp behind me? I
I
do.
actually, I actually thought it was a telescope when we first got
I
came
did
on.
too. I was like, where is Tammy at today?
Such scenery at these hotels. Anyways, today we are going to talk about reinvention of ourselves. So, the
Ooh.
questions today are going to be, have you ever felt like your dream has changed? And how did you have to pivot? And what does success mean to you now versus what it did before?
Mhm.
So we're going to start with those two questions. And as always, I'm going to go ahead and throw somebody on the bus. So let's do Keira. Keira, have you ever felt like your dream changed and you had to pivot?
Multiple times over. I am queen of reinvention, you guys. I think, and for me, I mean, that's always evolving, right? And it's human. We should do that. We should be
That's right.
upgrading ourselves. I mean, right? But
Yep.
one thing that, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I thought, oh, great, I'm going to go into teaching and this is going to be fantastic and I'm going to love it. And this is, it is what it is. Well, I was earning an income, but it wasn't like grand or anything. But for me in that moment, it was grand. It was absolutely fantastic. So it met me where I was in that moment. Well, then it was
I
like,
love
as
that.
time went, I was like, I am so much better than this. What am I doing here? Why am I accepting this? And it really kind of happened that it fell into my lap that I pivot into entrepreneur. Well, then as
Right.
entrepreneur, I started out as a VA. And it was like, I am so much better than this. Let's keep going. Because I realized like you can actually make money, sustainable money in at-home businesses, but you're not going to do it if you are not pushing your limits and you're not stretching yourself.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
I love the word
yeah,
stretch. I love when people are
Yeah.
stretching themselves.
yeah. Me too. And I'm constantly taking on projects that stretch me. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, throw that hard thing at me. I want the hard thing. And so I'm constantly pivoting.
Very cool. I love that
That's
answer. I
awesome.
love you got some
How
nice little
often did you
buzzwords in
pivot?
there. Oh, all right, Nikki, your turn.
Ah, kind of the same with Kira. When I was in college, obviously I was like, I'm gonna go get my master's degree. I'm gonna teach college online. That way I can stay home with my babies and have an income and this and that. And yeah, that didn't work out. So I finished my master's degree and then got married and had kiddos
And
and
then the life
left
was
my nine to
upside down.
five. And it was like, okay, what do I do now? And I'm like, let's start a business right after having a baby. That's perfect. So, like here, I started out as a VA. I was doing accounts payable and receivable and a little bit of executive assisting. And about 6 months later, I was like, I'm over this. I'm done being asked to be in somebody's business 24/7 because it did not work. I was
She
not
hated
getting
it.
sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
she
was
hated it.
not
You're
functioning.
really just building their business when you're trying to build yours.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was too much. So from there, I pivoted to more social media project management, which does align with my degree, so it didn't completely go to waste. Um, so after that, I'm still here now, and I'm fixing to pivot again.
There we go. Yeah,
So,
I
and
feel
it's
like
just
I have.
to align with what I always say. You got to listen to what season of life you're in and adapt your business to that. And my
Girl,
kids are
but you're
getting
in the
older,
beginning of the
and
season too.
You do. And you know what? Sometimes it happens without even realizing it. Like sometimes God's
yeah,
like, I'm going to throw that wrench right in your path so that you have to pivot, you have to change,
yep.
and you have to realign. And you're like, dang, this sucks. Like, this is hard.
And I've had that happen
Yeah.
to me more than I would care to admit.
Yeah.
So I think I have
That was my
reinvented
last
the,
pivot because it was like I got a wrench through in and it was me not getting sleep. Like I had to do something. I could not continue to
Yeah.
work like I was working 24/7,
yeah, the
my own
sleep
business and then
deprivation is what
somebody
they don't
else's.
talk about when you have kids. That's the
Yeah.
one thing
Yeah.
that got me.
And
'Cause
I was being mommy.
Yeah.
So it just did not work together. So that pivot was hard, but the one I'm fixing to go through now, I feel more at peace at.
oh,
Like
good.
I feel more aligned with
And I think
what's
we
coming
get to
up
a
next.
place where that happens.
Yeah. And
It-
I think it's because I know for 100% it would benefit my life way more better than what I'm doing now.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I
Very
agree.
cool. Yeah.
I'm curious, Tammy, about yours because I know that there's some fun in there because you have fun with things. So I know.
Yeah, I do have fun. I have reinvented the wheel 100 different times. I mean, we've got wooden wheels, we've got rubber wheels, we got stone wheels, whatever you want. No, I have recreated myself more times than I would care to admit, but it is because I think, as you talked about, when you grow, you learn, you decide that this
Mhm.
wasn't helping people the way you wanted it to. And most of my businesses, truly all of them, are based on changing someone's life, on taking something that the normal person wouldn't look at, the normal person would
Yeah.
overlook, and making sure that I make a difference in that somehow there's some type of significant change. So for that, it feeds my passion, which then feeds me. So I can work 24/7, not that I do, but I can work 24/7 because I am passionate about what I do. Yes, money is a factor. None of us would be stupid enough to say it isn't. And honestly, if you're thinking money isn't a factor or doesn't weigh in, that's not a great mentality because you're really devaluing money and
I'm
your
so
life.
glad you said that.
So you want to be in a position where money is a part. It is just not your main focus. It comes along with the journey, but you do, I wouldn't say honor it, but you do realize its position in your journey, that
Yeah.
it needs to be there and that is a reward for your hard work. I
Mhm.
find it is a reward for my work, but again, that allows me then to continue on my journey, which is to make a difference. So for
Yeah.
me, that path has never really changed. I have just rebuilt, restructured, reframed 100 different times. And that for me has been great life lessons. And then when you talk about wrenches being thrown in, I've had trucks thrown on my world 2 or 3 different times. And there are moments when you're sitting there going, man, I just don't know if I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
And those are the moments that you have to have the faith, you have to trust, and you have to get up and keep going. And you find that strength. And every time I've had a truck thrown on my world, uh, I've come out with some amazing things happening. So if you can take those lessons, I know this is a different topic, but if you can take those lessons and find them as lessons instead of blaming somebody for something, or, well, if that wouldn't have happened, if this, this person didn't do this, or God, why is God doing to the, I have heard all these things. Stop. It's a lesson. If you can just learn from that lesson, the growth is immense. And I do not think I'm done learning lessons, and I'm kind of scared to say it out into the universe, but I do think it's pivotable. Looks like I'm having a problem speaking today.
Pivotal.
It is,
Pivotal.
we do pivot with it. So,
Like pivotal. I'm adopting it.
pivotable. Did I just create a word? Like
Yes.
in all reality, I don't know
We
why.
are
I'm a little
pivotable people.
tired. These hotel nights don't do me really
We've had
justice.
a few of them. Yeah.
So
No,
it
I
might
like
be
that
me ending
though.
up in the True Dead at the end of the True Crime podcast.
I really like that word though. And I think we are all pivotable people. And I actually Tammy, when you brought up the money thing, it hit me so much because in our networking Slack the other day, somebody
Yeah.
asked the question about, I think it was probably Nikki, I think, but it was about unpopular truths. And I said, for me, my unpopular truth is that there's nothing wrong with hustle culture because people are like, oh, I just do this because I like it. I'm not doing it for money.
Well, then you're
Well,
not
at
going to
the
get the
end of the
money.
day,
As soon as you say that, the money's not going to come.
where's that getting you?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I actually
And if
really like
it's
that
a
you brought that up.
hobby, that's
Yeah.
great. Amazing. Have a hobby. But if you're doing it as a job, consider the money. Like I have to like if I could do my passion all day and not get paid for it and be fine in life, I'd be thrilled. But money is a factor.
Yeah, it has to
Uh,
be.
Yep.
and
Has to
money helps the journey. And that's, even building all these businesses, as you know, it takes money to grow these.
be. Right. We
So
want to have some fun, right? And I
Right.
mean, you want to have fun in your business, you have to make some money.
100%. So
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know where the money factor came in. But anyways, so we are now going to hop to the next question. And that next question is, what does success mean for you now? Maybe that it didn't before. So we'll go ahead and start with, did we start with Nikki before or
Yeah,
Keira?
when we serve a
I'll
Kira, so we'll go
go.
Nikki.
Okay, so we'll
Let's
go
go,
to
Yeah.
Nikki.
Nikki. Look at how
So
tired I
for
actually am.
me, I think I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this before of like my success is being there for my babies. Like I'm able to be home with them. I'm able to
But is
be
that what
there
it
if they
meant to
need
you? But
me.
is that what it meant to you before? What did success
Yeah. So
mean
it's
before
it's
kids?
stayed the same,
Wait
but
a
it's
minute.
different.
Before kids, it was the same?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't
That was my
changed.
success
Well,
goal was to be home with my babies. But now it's more I get to be home with my babies, but I also get to do what I'm good at. I get to help businesses grow and succeed and scale. It took me a little bit to get there, but I am able to be successful in both.
hmm.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. How about you,
Yeah.
Kira?
So I used to think success came with the money, right? Which, I mean,
Yep.
obviously still does. But it is very different now where success is not so much about the dollar amount. It's
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
number one, how many lives am I touching? Who am
Right.
I helping? How many businesses am I helping build? Because that is my ultimate goal and where those businesses taking. The minute somebody hits their goal, I feel that win. And that is a success for me. So I think that it's that, but also it's seeing things through to the finish line. Like I finished that product, I created that thing,
Mhm.
and just that gratification that I didn't have to depend on anybody else to do it. I was independent in that, and I was able to reach that finish line. I think that like success for me is in that. And of course, seeing my kids, thriving. I get to send them to a great school. And I think that them being able to have that sustainable happiness and not have to worry.
I call it generational. What I wanted for my kids, it was generational change.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. And, my kids very fortunately have never had to suffer,
Mhm.
but and I hope that they never will. So for
They
me to give
also
them a cushion.
they also have that flexibility with you
Yeah.
that if you want to come to an event at school, you can, but
Yes.
you're still doing what you call success on your end.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And actually, I'm glad that we're having this conversation because when I really think about it, success is them being proud of me too.
Yeah.
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 So I'm going to do a raw, real truth. I'm going to talk to my 18-year-old self. I saw success very clearly as power.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, and it's funny how you change. You get so humbled as you do the entrepreneurship journey. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
here's what I've learned about power. Power comes when you know how to lead. Power comes when you know how to give. Power comes when you change lives. But my 18-year-old self saw power as controlling
The
everything,
boss.
the boss, but not knowing what any of that came from because I started being an entrepreneur very young, and you just go into it with da da da, and especially when you're 18 and invincible and you're on your own and you can rule the world. Yeah, to this day I still get humbled, and I'm 50 something.
Yeah.
So, my shift in the way I saw the word power. So I went from seeing power as control, rule the world, to power is really being a great leader, a good person, a great mother, a great um a, somebody who's looking to change lives. I think that's really where the power comes in when you're making a difference in someone's life, when you are being able to give back, when you are, an example to your kids, when you are somebody in the community who's given back, when you have a value on yourself that is beyond you.
Yeah.
So that's probably my biggest shift. My raw, real truth was power.
That's And I think that's incredibly powerful, especially when you are talking in terms of leadership, because I do know a lot of people who show up and they're like, I'm the boss, and
Yeah.
they want to,
And I
have
think that's
that
almost an immaturity.
control.
Being there and doing that,
It
I think
is. It
immaturity.
is. It's about emotional intelligence, and real power is in how you're leading your people, not in how you're controlling your people.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
That's
I
right.
have so many people, and I know this will probably rattle some people. In all the businesses I've had and been involved, the client is not always right. And I've had clients who have treated my employees, frankly, like shit, and I have refused to work with them.
yes.
It is not okay. It is
Yeah.
not okay to be pushy because you feel entitled, or because so and so, or it is not okay to have that kind of attitude and expect to treat somebody poorly. And
That
I
just gave
have
me
done that
chills
with,
because my first client was like that.
yeah, and I have had a big box store we stopped. I mean, a large national brand, large company. Um, we stopped working for because they continued to allow their employees to be treated a certain way. And I happened once to mine, and I said, it's not happening again.
That's it.
It's
That's
not
right.
okay. And what that did was it also built that stronger commitment to my employees, knowing that she will always have my back. If I'm wrong,
That's
she's going to
right.
get me, but she'll always have my back. So that is, where I
And
find
that means more than anything.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
in my world, the client isn't always right, depending on the client. So,
Absolutely.
choice.
I'm on board with that.
So,
A
Absolutely. Just
thousand
personal
percent.
experience. Yeah.
well, amazing, ladies. I know we have done our fabulous little podcast here, and it's been a half an hour, and I don't really want to take up any more time, and I probably need to go take a coffee because clearly I have a problem talking
I
today.
think I need a coffee as well.
I
I'll
think I
be
need a
honest.
coffee. These hotel rooms don't do me
Somebody just
any
needs to
justice.
DoorDash me one, I guess, because, well, I do have my Dr. Pepper today.
Oh my gosh. Don't tell me that wakes you up. I had my 3:30 run, Nikki. How'd you do?
Let me tell you what I was doing at 3:30, Tammy. I
What
was
the rest of the
snooping.
world is probably doing.
I was
I actually
snooping.
woke up and realized that I hadn't heard from somebody I was supposed to hear from yesterday, and I sent an email at 3:30. I was like, "Excuse me, this did not happen."
Did you know how many people say, I think I got an email from you at like 3:30 or 4? I'm like, probably.
Yep. Yep. You
And
always
then I
have
went
to
back to
check your
bed.
emails with Tammy because
Exactly. You just never
it
know
could
what's
be like
coming.
very at the bottom because everything else is like normal time.
Well, guess
I
what?
got an email from Tammy.
Next
Mhm.
week we are going to talk about legacy, loud laughs, and living fully. So be
Yes.
sure to stay tuned. And I always want to throw it back to Nikki to let you know, where are the fabulous places you can find us, Nikki.
WomenTalkFierce.com, and we are on Instagram, Threads, and we are on Pinterest too, and YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yep.
Woohoo.
So you
Very
will, oh, and
interesting.
you can listen on Spotify and Apple and
Look at that. We
Amazon.
are just everywhere.
We're
We are just
everywhere.
everywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, thank you, lovely ladies. It's always amazing. I love these conversations. They're always
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
insightful.
Bye.
And we have not ended in a true crime yet. Still waiting, still waiting. Was thinking I was going down today.
Well, hubby about got into one a minute ago.
Yep, he's still alive, so he doesn't
If
count
you didn't
either.
see the interruption,
Yeah, so all right, so we'll
He's still
try
here, so we're good
something.
for now.
All
he
right,
walked out,
ladies.
so he's
All
good.
right, ladies.
Catch you next
Bye.
time. Bye.
Bye.